Hello everybody, we have greatest of all times, Jonty Rhodes with us, and we have a fun segment with you today. These are the fan questions. G.O.A.T, Gyaan. So Gyaan is knowledge. They want this G.O.A.T, Gyaan from you. All right, are you ready?
Sure. I think.
What are the qualities of a good fielder, they ask?
The qualities of a good fielder is the ability to move laterally.
Okay. For an aspiring cricketer nowadays, on field, presence has become equally important. What are some basic drills one should practice to become a better fielder?
I think the first thing to be able to do is, which you can't really practice at practice, is learn to switch on and switch off. So expecting every single ball to come to you in the game.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that for the entire match, you will be exhausted. So the ability to say, okay, the bowler's about to bowl, now I must be focused and expect that ball to come to me and then relax if the ball doesn't come. So I think that is really important. Expect every ball to come to you.
Okay. We see that many people initially in their career drop those high catches. Do you have some tips to, take those high catches?
Yes, sure. I think the biggest mistake that people make, especially in the subcontinent, when they catch the high catches, they keep their hands below their chin and stuck on their chest. Two problems with that. The first one is that if you catch the ball here, you don't have the ability to give slightly with your hands, so the ball often bounces out. And the second most important thing is that because your hands are below your chin, your eye line can't see where your fingers are. Because usually, if you start with your hands in line with your nose or in line with your chin, when you're looking at the ball, your eyes and your hands almost are connected. So the problem with your hands here is you're actually lining the ball up with your face, and then your nose looks like my finger, and you don't want that.
That would be really helpful for all the, beginners out there. Runouts have been seen to have break some big partnerships, right? How should a fielder improve throwing at the wickets? Maybe tell us some techniques about it.
Yeah, I think the key there, and fielding is really important. So as a fielder, take one more step, try and get balance, because throwing, amazingly, comes from the ground up. So if you have some stability from your feet, then you allow yourself to throw with a stronger, more accurate action. So for me, I always tell everybody, speed to the ball and then aramse. Slowly.
Aramse, okay.
Aramse, yeah. Still be strong through the throw, but fast to the ball and then strong, more accurate, more powerful.
Got it. Please tell him some drills for aspiring cricketers to improve their reflexes.
Yeah, many. I mean, I like to work with a soft ball, a tennis ball or a soft cricket ball, because then you can come closer.
All right.
So it doesn't have to be with a cricket ball from 20 meters away. It can be on your own in a room just against a wall with a soft ball, standing nice and close and moving to the left and to the right as well.
Some exercises for the focus?
Well, it's about ball tracking. It's less about the focus. And the key that I spoke about earlier is that if you're expecting the ball to come to you, you're actually tracking the ball off the bat. But the batter's body language is telling you a story. So if someone's going in the forward defense position, I know to come forward to cut the angle, maybe the quick single. And if they're getting ready to cut the ball, I know it's coming nice and hard. So that expecting the ball to come to you, every ball, that makes sure that you are now watching the ball off the bat every time.
All right. We have seen some brilliant boundaries, line catches, and cricketers just seem to get better at those. Now to convert those sixes to catches. What goes behind in training for those?
Well, I think the key for me is always, what you're trying to do is recreate at practice what's going to happen in the games. When we had practiced, we made sure that every time he was catching the ball in that sort of boundary area, he had an option and he had the awareness. So making players comfortable in that situation is what you want to achieve as a coach, and you can only do that when you're practicing like it's a match situation.
All right. Why are South Africans such brilliant fielders?
I think in South Africa we're really fortunate in that we grow up playing firstly many different sports. So to be a good fielder, I spoke about it, moving sideways. Lateral movement is essential for fielding. You can't just run in a straight line because the ball's always taking you to your left or to your right. So that's the one. We play multiple sports. Second thing is that as young children, we have grass outside that's actually not too bad to slide and dive on. Whereas I know in India, a lot of the players, when they're growing up, anywhere in the subcontinent, junior level cricket is played on very hard fields, and they don't want to dive around because they'll get hurt. So South Africa, it's almost second nature. Whatever sport you're involved in, there's always sliding and diving. So you grow up with it. We're exposed to different sports on really good soft surface.
This is getting better in India as well.
Yeah.
Your most favorite, Superman run out. if you remember any.
Yes, I do remember. So obviously running out Inzamam in 1992, that kind of launched me into the international career, and or my international. No one had really known about me before that, and it was interesting because not something I ever practiced, and it's not something I ever did again. But at the time, it seemed like the right thing to do, and it was only just because the batter was Inzamam was just out. It's been interesting because many people ask me to recreate that, and I say the problem is no longer the flying is okay. I can still fly, but it's the landing. That's a little bit difficult at my age. So yeah, something that's stuck with me from the start of my career until now.
All right, so this was Coach Jonty with us, and I'm sure that your fans would be, very happy to know all this GOAT Gyaan from you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.